Previously on Survivor.
The Alexes almost exposed their relationship when Fall posted a Snapchat of Tarowski on fall break.
We just gotta make sure that our story is exactly precise.
But after a mad scramble to make up a story, it seemed as though they were safe for now. After a schoolyard pick tribe swap, Kara was exiled with immunity, and the tribes were divided with a 3-3 split of original Maison and Neela members.
We see that there are cracks, like this is a great opportunity for us to break them up, keep ourselves strong, possibly go Maison 6 strong to the end.
On New Maison, Leia and Cooper were finally united, but not without their problems.
How did I get in this terrible position?
You need to reach out to Cam. Tell him whatever you need to make him trust you.
With new Neela losing the challenge, Akshay and the original Neela members attempted to make the other side split the votes.
And Matthew bought it so fast, I was like, oh damn, this guy's more gullible than I was expecting, cool.
And going into Tribal, Mitch and Thal both contemplated using an idol. But in the end, the votes were tied with no idol play, and Thal flipped on the revote to ensure they did not go to rocks.
Lovato.
12 are left, who will be voted out tonight.
You guys were right. I was wrong. Damn it. We can turn against each other.
Holy shit, what a tribal council. I thought of 1,000 different scenarios that this might go down. I guess there are 1,001 scenarios where this could go down. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I was considering the 2-2. I did not think that Akshay was gonna flip, and he did! Damn it, well, I guess that's why you surround yourself with good allies, so that when you're wrong, like I was this week, you have good allies who know what to do.
We have so much. Expose him. Absolutely. I can't believe I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
On Maison, there wasn't a lot of lying. I guess on Neela, that's the new way of things.
We've been done with Tribal for 30 minutes and I still can't stop smiling. I have a midterm tomorrow. I got 3 votes tonight and I didn't go home. I literally can't breathe still. I just really had no idea what was going on with this Tribal. Them 3 of Neela voted me, Brittany. I got 3 votes now, and I'm so upset over those 3 votes. I honestly thought I could win this game, playing a perfect game, because people won't see me as a threat and they won't vote me. But I got 3 votes, but I didn't go home. Us 3 stayed. I am just so happy. Akshay, that little fucker.
Didn't work. Obviously they saw it coming if they voted 3. True. This was probably their test, and just either they didn't trust me at all, Mitch, or it was their test to be like, okay, if you stall, then it's 3-2-1, we don't go to rocks, no problem. Either way, whatever the plan was worked.
I'm never letting it get that bad again. Well, obviously wasn't pulling a rock, and Lana is now out of the game, and I feel bad. She was a lot of fun. I felt so at risk that whole time. Idol in my pocket. Thank God I didn't play it. It's nice to know that Akshay was actually trying to work with me, and I really need to get a good relationship going with him now. I apologize, and he's like, I understand, dude, I understand. I hope he was telling the truth. The game plan right now is to start making legitimate relationships with the Maison people.
Yeah, Akshay was playing us the whole time.
No idea what's been going
so
on.
much.
I was targeting you and trusting.
Or unless you were.
I was aware of that.
You were.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We didn't want to write your name down.
We're okay.
I mean, you saved mine and Matt's ass.
Yeah, and I saved my own too. Self-preservation. I'm glad you guys are still in it too.
25%.
But they have the power now. I mean, me coming in telling them that means that I would vote for Akshay and they could still vote for me and have 3 votes on me. So I'm in a risky position now still. I wish Akshay's plan had worked, but like I expected, they weren't stupid enough to split their votes.
this did not have to be played.
Thank you for giving it back.
And
I'm glad you didn't have to play it, but if you had played it, it would have been worth it.
It all worked out. Brittany and I been on thin ice up until now. If she doesn't love me.
Maison strong right now.
Oh my god! If she does not feel like she can trust me now.
Next week, I don't. Whoever goes to travel, I've decided, like, one of them is going home. They're fractured enough. We can do this.
Well, okay, let's play this hypothetical. I'm obviously way too early to be thinking about next.
Okay, did I talk to you about the meeting with Angela?
No.
Oh,
how'd it go?
Angela, I'm so angry at her. She's the dumbest player I've ever met.
What did she do?
Because she sits back in her chair. She's like, no, like, she's listening to our pitch, and we're thinking these guys have lied to her twice. Like, she's getting really into it. She's like, I don't know, like, I just feel like really close to everyone because everyone's trying to be with me, and my tribe's really strong, and we're gonna stick together, and the most, especially coming from a girl who has no real allies.
I just think she's in a great place because
she's not.
She's a swing vote.
She's not.
She's not a swing vote. She's on the bottom.
She's completely at the bottom of her tribe, and she thinks that, like, she trusts them for no reason.
I feel confident if I go to Cooper or Tarowski or both and tell them essentially the truth played down a little. She said, I have options, I'll think about it. I can say, look, like, she might side with us, she might side with you. I don't really trust her. The truth is, we both have people we want to work with. Instead of going to rocks, let's get out the person who nobody's tight with.
Yeah. I have to now talk to Thal and basically say, listen, like, I don't have to say anything. I can just say, look, Thal, I stuck to my word. Like, I did what I said I would do. I told you I was going to stick with my 3, and we stuck as a 3. Like, I have honestly no hard feelings.
I would play it. So, like, I didn't lie. I actually do want to work with you.
Yeah.
But the truth is like, we didn't know who to trust. Like, how could you expect me to tell you?
Yeah.
And I think he'll react well to that.
Liz, I talked to for literally like a minute, and she was like, that's great. Like, because I hadn't even explained to her, like, all the ins and outs of what was going on.
No, I'm so happy. Like, I was freaking out. We all would have been screwed if one of you went home this week. So, like...
Oh my god. Okay, my mom is dying.
Oh my god. Okay, call your mom.
I didn't talk
I'm
to her at all
sure
this
that
week.
there's texts in the group chat of 3 girls right now.
Liz and I were, like, really tight. We were, like, sending emoji red hearts to each other. And then as soon as she got close to Mitch, my relationship changed. As soon as she and Mitch, like, have been talking and stuff, and she talks to him more than me, I think we just grew apart a little bit over the past month. And she still messages me that I'm her number 1 ally and things like that. But I actually don't like when she calls me her number 1 because it doesn't sound very genuine.
I just look at Mitch and I'm like, Mitch, like, you need Liz and Liz needs me. I literally said that.
I talked to Leia and I talked to Liz, but I don't know, my relationship with both of them is iffy. Leia's like a very tough girl. It's very hard to get a read on her. She's not someone who's gonna hug you if you have a bad day.
What did Lavana say?
She was pissed. She was okay. Like, she wasn't Lavana. She was not Lavana.
Alright, so we're fucked.
Yeah, basically.
It's largely my fault, so I'm sorry.
So it's gotta be like 3 on Thal, and then they realized that they didn't trust me at all. So they had to switch it to Lavana.
Oh, I see that.
They didn't want you to go tell everyone.
Yeah. Mitch insulted Lavana's intelligence again and again.
Who did?
Wait, run us through, like...
He just kept shitting on Lavana, not during like tribal, like when he met individually with both of us.
Yeah, he was kind of a dick to Lavana. I feel really
That
bad.
guy is so smug in this game. He makes everything he does work because it has something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would really love to vote that guy out.
Yeah.
And how are we gonna do that?
Well, we had met and talked about, like we knew one of us had the idol, and like this is a very important vote because we want to come out with original Neela having the numbers.
And I pitched my idea that I'd previously told Akshay, and then I met with Tarowski and Thal right before the meeting about it. But my idea was that whoever has the idol for our tribe needs to use it as a group idol for this next tribal. If you're, obviously, like, if you go to tribal and you have the idol, like, play it. And if your team wins the challenge, give up the idol to someone on the other team and have one of them play it. Because then we have a much better odds of going up 6-5, going into the merge.
It eventually came to the fact that like, we all want to know if one of us has an idol, but no one's willing to say anything. No one's willing to do it. So then I was finally like, what if we all write down on a piece of paper like an X if you don't have it, or a check if you do have it, and then put it into a ball and put it in the center, and then we'll read them all just to see if someone does have it. So that's what we
and check, and if they have it and are willing to use it for the tribe, but they just don't want to say it now.
Right.
But that would make everybody feel a lot.
That would
more
make us
secure.
all feel better
if someone actually
know
puts
that
down
one
a
of us
check mark and
has
is like,
Okay,
hey, I have it, I'm willing to like do this.
Does anyone have paper?
Because right now the 5 of us are all denying that we have an idol, and if the 5 of us realistically do not have an idol, this entire plan is very stupid.
And we were all denying it so adamantly, including him. It was just ridiculous. Everyone was just going around, I don't have it, I promise. Akshay and I are like, one of you guys clearly have it. If it was us, we would have talked about, used it last time. It's clearly one of you. Cooper was the most adamant about it because this was like his plan. And Angela was also, we were all, and Drowsy was just like, would not say it. It was
okay.
Also, back on Survivor when it's all over and I see one of you guys had the idol.
I'm gonna murder you. I will murder you. Especially at this point and you don't tell us.
I will be outside your house.
Okay, ready?
And Kara has it.
If anyone has an idol and they would like to tell us before I read these stupid
now is the time to do so.
Please, now is the time. Oh my god, it's a fucking check mark.
Is that a joke? Really? Where? Where?
Oh my god, it's so tiny.
It's not a circle, it's not the first one. It's not a circle. Someone has the idol. And they're willing to give it away. So thank you for that person. I cannot believe that this worked.
We crumbled it all up. First paper we opened as a check mark, and all of us were just so happy. We're like, yes! Like, we just felt so much better.
Akshay was very convinced that it was Tarowski that had put the check. And I'd kind of been leaning that way anyway, because Thal and Akshay, they would have played the idol if they would have had it at their last tribal. I just don't think Angela has it. I don't think she looked that much for it, and I know Tarowski would have looked for it, and I don't have it. So I was already leaning that was pretty much Tarowski, and the whole paper thing pretty much just confirmed what I thought.
Alright, I'm happy.
Alright, this just made my day. Okay, we're good. One of us has the idol, thank God. Thank you, whichever one of you it is that you're willing to give it away.
Unreal. Oh my god. That was ridiculous.
Am I a genius or an idiot?
I don't know. This is such a ridiculous situation. I can't believe that it came down to that. I'm sorry for suggesting it, but that's just what I was...
That's what you would have said.
That's what I would have said.
Alright, you guys ready to get to today's immunity challenge?
Yes, sir.
First, Maison, I gotta take it back, sorry. Thank you. Okay, well today, we're doing something a little bit different, just like last week. Yeah, it sucks, right? Basically, I know you guys really like your new tribe, so I kind of wanted you guys to get used to it a little bit more. So this week, both tribes are going to tribal council. We are not competing for tribal immunity today. We are competing for individual immunity. Yes, one person from each tribe will win individual immunity. Later this week, both tribes will go to tribal council. Let's get set up. We will have popsicle sticks. Each one of you will have a popsicle stick. In front of you, you will have a stack of pennies. And periodically, I will tell you in each heat or each round to put on a certain amount of pennies onto your popsicle stick. It will continue until there's only one person left on each tribe. However, in this immunity challenge, we are playing not only for individual immunity, but also for a new clue to a new hidden immunity idol. The top 2 placing tribe members on each tribe will get a clue to a new hidden immunity idol. The top placing tribe member on each tribe will get individual immunity. The final person standing in this challenge will decide which tribe goes to tribal council first.
How confident do you feel like you're holding this?
I've never tried it before, so
I practice every day, so we'll see. But
It's gonna be a very short challenge for me, at least.
I'm going to hold it with one hand, okay? You'll hold it only up to halfway. All right, round one is 4 pennies. Give you guys 20 seconds to put them on, starting now. Countdown from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody's still in. Round 2. 4 more pennies. On top. You guys have 30 seconds to get them on. Oh. Akshay eliminated.
Lasted longer than I thought.
Alright, I will count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to stay here for a little bit. Matthew, shaking like a leaf.
that's not very nice, George.
Oh, it's gotta be pro somehow.
What does the leaf shape like?
Alright, next round. 2 pennies. Make sure it's not touching your thumb. I will call you out. Rowski, just as I say that, out of the challenge. Alright, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll stay here for just a moment. But does Matthew have a moment? He does not. Matthew and Brittany right after.
It's like real near me.
Matthew, Brittany out of jail.
It's like came onto me.
Oh no, fantastic.
That's weird.
You got eliminated and like threw your stick. It was hilarious.
Okay, well, you voted.
That's fair. I can't really deny that one.
Alright, you have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here.
No, I tried to put on more pennies.
On Neela, we have Mitch, Thal, and Kara. On Maison, we have Cam, Angela, Cooper, Leia, Liz. A lot left to go. Next round. 3 pennies. You have 1 minute to put them on.
Yeah, I was doing so good. I was capable of this one.
You have 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah. At least you get to know when you're about to fall. Didn't give Lavana that choice, did you?
Mitch falls, is out of the challenge. The last 2 members on Neela are Thal and Kara will both get a hidden immunity idol clue. Now we are playing for individual immunity between the 2.
If Thal actually wins, he will need to turn on his idol.
Why do we segregate?
Shut up, Akshay.
Thal drops pennies, is out. Kara is safe for this tribal council.
Do I keep holding it?
You will keep going.
Nice shot, Kara.
Kara, if you win, you get to decide which tribe goes to tribal council first. All right, next round, 2 pennies. You have 1 minute, starting now. Cooper out of the challenge. Drops his pennies. Still left for Maison. Ooh, and just like that, Leia is out as well. We have 3 left for Maison. Liz, Angela, and Cam. Kara still going for tribal placement. Cam shaking just a little bit. But besides that, everyone's still pretty stable.
pennies. 1 minute. Starting now.
Angela out of the challenge. Cam, Liz will get a clue to the hidden immunity idol.
10 seconds.
Come on, Gabe, they already put you at the bottom. Don't give them any more power.
You have 10 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just like that, Cam drops Liz safe from Tribal Council. But we are still going to decide who goes to Tribal Council first.
There it is. It's big that time.
And Liz is out. Kara outlasts everyone and takes it home for Neela.
Thank you very much.
All right, first up, Liz, come get individual immunity. Congrats.
Wait, this is the necklace?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, this.
And the winner of the whole challenge, Kara.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Get it with your neck. There we go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, well, both of you guys have a date with me this week for Tribal Council. Kara, if you want, you can take a minute to talk with your tribe if you want to decide which tribe goes to Tribal Council, or do you have a decision already?
Okay, we'll take the second.
All right. Maison will meet with me first for Tribal Council. Half an hour later, we will get to the new Neela tribe.
You guys are all set. Let's head on out.
Okay. This week, you should believe what I said because I think I'm on the bottom. For real.
Okay.
Especially after Thol turning on me and you and not me betraying you guys.
Akshay is out of his mind. We all knew that in the best way possible, and he's a loudmouth to begin with. He loves his one-liners and his snappy comments, and this seemed to play right into his character.
He was yelling at the challenge just to try to throw them off. Like, he just wanted to get in their heads, like, to try to show, to like throw Cam under the bus a little bit.
Definitely overacted and went way too far with this. The whole idea was obviously a put-on in order to make it seem like there was a massive fracture between me and him, and in order to potentially gain the Maison people on Neela's trust back.
We were so bummed, especially because like me and the old Neela had just gotten together for a meeting and we created this whole plan, like this awesome plan, and like having both teams go to Tribal just completely ruined it.
Because the whole idea was to get an idol to whichever tribe needed it. If both tribes were going to need it, then we were screwed.
5 old Neela members minus Akshay actually all end up congregating downstairs. And what we mainly talked about was, hey, we need to stick together this week. Obviously, we need to go into the merge with numbers. Like, we just had this conversation earlier today. Like, obviously, someone still has the idol. We can still, like, use that to our advantage. We just need to make sure that we're sticking together.
We're told that we're going to get the hidden immunity idol clue between 9 and 11 p.m. And so Tarowski and I, of course, are staking out. We're borrowing my roommate's car. We go to a centered campus spot.
And in the meantime, we're just going to play some war. That's what I was thinking. Fuck. Such a dumb game.
We get the clue and immediately...
Oh, yeah, we gotta go.
Wait, what did it say?
We know where it is.
Can I go with you guys? Or?
Yeah, come on, Leah. Go, go.
Okay.
That's a parking spot if you want to parallel park that.
You got it. You got it.
we
God,
get
what
there, and Cam and Liz, who got the clue for our tribe, were already there looking.
And then eventually Matthew and Brittany, and we're all just scattered over this whole thing looking for this idol.
I was ripping plants out of the ground. Then I look back at the clue, and I go to the center of the courtyard, like the clue says. I take out the compass on my phone. I face 14 degrees north. I do the 6 paces, then 8, and it took me directly on top of the idol. And I picked it, snatched it up from the ground.
He out of nowhere goes, I got it. Immediately tells everyone, which I didn't think he was going to do, or anyone was going to do. I thought it was going to be found, and we would just be searching there for a while until we realized, wow, someone just found it and pocketed it, and that's what I would have done.
Well, I guess we all know where it is.
Oh, yeah, at least we know where it is. That's what we wanted, just like know where the hell it is.
The more I thought about it, the more I realized it was honestly a good thing for him to immediately announce that he had it. Now he is seen as just a completely safe person at this upcoming tribal council, almost as if he had an immunity necklace. They're not even considering voting for him, or so we think, and that's huge for us because now he can actually potentially use it on someone else or keep it for himself and get away with it.
He's given me a lot of flexibility to do a whole lot of stuff.
But it was pretty funny watching all of them just be like, fuck.
I don't know what emotions.
Okay,
right
so
now.
Leia, would you like to repeat? Wait, how do I do the flash thing? How do I make this brighter? We were driving back from the idol hunt, and Leia she all of a sudden she was like, I have the idol. And we were like, what the fuck? Leia.
You know what my plan was?
Hold on, let's just
recap
recap this.
I had 0 plans. You two are literally my closest allies in this entire game.
I know, which is why you
I dug myself into a hole. I didn't want to bring it up. I was like, I
Leia,
get away
I
with it.
asked you so many times.
I fucking knew you had it. I mean, thank God Leia has the idol, at least, and she finally told us. I believe that she's a team player, and she would have told us when the time was right, I guess.
My plan was to just play it for someone else so that it didn't look like I was being selfish. And like, that was my plan. Like, don't tell them. Like, if you tell them, they're gonna get mad. Just play it for someone else. Like, it has to be for someone else. I didn't think we were gonna get into a situation where it was literally we're going home without it.
But I don't know. I'm surprised that it took her that long to tell us.
The day after the challenge, Tarowski and I are going to meet up with Cam, and I suggest that Tarowski and I meet up before we meet with Cam just to talk over some things. Well, at this point, he's gotten the second idol. So I want to talk about him possibly giving me an idol. I think logically, they would target me over Angela, because I pretty much talked to Cam.
Right.
But Angela, I know, has talked to the 2 girls.
Right.
So the 2 girls are going to try to, like, outweigh Cam, and I think try to vote for me.
Right.
That's my thought process.
They also might think that you're more likely for us to play an idol on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Since Liz is already safe on, like, at our tribal.
Right.
It makes more sense for our tribe to be the one that has 2 idols played.
Right. But if we do that, if we have 2 idols and we play them both for us, we can pretty much guarantee Akshay is going home on the other side.
Thal and Kara are going to flip on him?
Probably, right? I mean, Thal already flipped.
Yeah. We end up going to meet with Cam right after. The main thing that Cam kind of was pushing was, wow, like, Leia wasn't nervous at all even after the idol was found by Tarowski, like, 99% sure she has the idol, blah, blah, blah. Like, he was just pushing everything onto Leia having the idol. I was like, okay, I don't know really what he's getting at, but he can think Leia has the idol or whatever. But the main consequence of that was that he was saying he couldn't flip because the only person that Neela should logically vote for would be him. So he didn't want that. So actually he started proposing, hey, what are the chances like you 2 would flip on Angela? Like, I really need it. I'm probably gonna go home, blah, blah, blah. But my initial thought process was, oh crap, I don't have an idol right now, and I'm gonna need to turn on Angela. So that was the first gut reaction, was like, Angela needs to go this week. Tarowski's gonna be probably safe with his idol. Liz is safe. There might be another person on the Maison that's safe too. So too many idols are being played. I just need to get Angela out. I text Cam immediately after the me, Cam, and Tarowski meeting. I pretty much start by saying, hey, I honestly want to keep you over Angela at this point, but I can't say that in front of Tarowski because I know he doesn't feel that way. I just don't know what our play is here. I'm gonna try to convince Tarowski to play the idol for me, but I don't know if it's gonna work. I also told him that Tarowski had talked about splitting votes. If Maison votes all 3 together, then if that person doesn't have an idol played for them, they're going home. But splitting votes is good for Neela because there can't be an idol played for Leia and Cam. My goal is to now get him off of that split idea. Throw the 3 all on Leia. And even if, like, I don't know. I kind of pretty much tell him everything Tarowski was telling me. And so he then pulls a bag out of his backpack, and it has a piece of paper and a necklace in it. And so he pulls it out and goes, okay, I'm trusting you with this. And he shows me.
Are you serious? Are you good acting serious? Or what? No.
You're the one that approached me with the truth. Like, Tarowski didn't.
God.
And you told me the truth, so you deserve to know about this. And so now you can actually form a plan.
Who else knows about this?
The people on Metro know about it.
Really?
Leia and Liz know about it. But that's it. The order they're played might be important. That's going to take some more thought process. I was just so excited that I didn't think that all the way through. But because you told me, I thought it was a good time. So.
Wow. Turns out, so I talked to Leia later in the day, and I call her and I was like, you will not believe what just happened. And she was like, oh, like, dang. She was like, okay, here's what's really happening. He thought you were going to go back to Tarowski and or Angela and say that, oh my God, Cam just showed me the idol, blah, 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 blah. And then the votes would go on to Leia and the idol would actually be played on Leia. So that's what Cam's plan was. But obviously I didn't go back and tell Tarowski because I actually trusted Cam. She came up and then finished the conversation like in my apartment. And she was like, okay, I have something to tell you.
You got what I was saying on the phone, right?
Yes.
It's my idol.
Yeah, I know. I know. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't even know what to think. But in the back of my mind, I was like, if I have an idol, I'm not telling her. Like, that's absurd. She absolutely did the right thing, so props to her. She finally told me because she's probably going to play it this week, but now, interesting thing, she may not play it this week, which could be an area of controversy because I don't want her giving it to Mitch to play. That does not benefit me one bit.
They really want to stick hard with Neela.
Mm-hmm.
So
the thing is, right,
like, I don't
I'm
know
not
if there's
coming
another
to you,
person we could...
No, so I'm not coming to you saying, like, trying to flip you at all, because it's for sure 3 Neela and 3 Maison. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I know, it's so
what
hard.
Akshay was doing, that's not happening this week. Like, I feel like, unless you're coming to flip, like, you know what I mean? You're not flipping. I'm not trying to be negative here at all. I'm being realistic. I think I'm being idled out of the game this weekend, and I will, like, literally become depressed. Like, I'm, like, don't know if I should cry, but, like, I'm gonna try as hard as I can to talk to as many people as possible, but I really think they're sticking together, we're sticking together.
We honestly have not talked about contingency plans or, like, even, like,
I just think that's
100% honest. We haven't, like, even thrown any names out there.
Because you guys are sort of in the past, you know what I mean? It's just unfair for someone who loves Survivor so much. I can't cry during it. I'm just gonna turn this off. I just think I can't.
Last week, Fall flipped with us, and we're still a little bit unsure of what his plans are right now. He could either be still intent on sticking with Neela like he was last week and be thinking that they are going to forgive him for flipping, or he could be feeling left out and, he could be feeling that his flip really screwed him, and he could be willing to, jump ship with us and try to come on board with us.
Essentially, I don't know. I don't think they have any choice but to like continue trusting me, sort of. And I had plausible deniability. It's like I don't fucking talk to you guys. Like I barely talked to you guys before, and it's not like I was like planning this all along. I was working with you.
And you could also say, like, Kara was coming back in, so you're like, just buy an extra week and maybe
maybe something else happens. Yeah, exactly.
He said, but let me tell you, Akshay's plan this week is to get me to vote for you guys, and then to have me somehow get my hands on it. So as soon as he said that, I was thinking like, wait a second, that's exactly what we thought you guys were going to do. Why are you telling this to us? You know, because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, his plan is probably just to get his hands on idol and know that we're going for Akshay and then play it for Akshay. Well, all of a sudden now he reveals to us that this was the plan, but now he's telling us that he's not going with this plan. So I'm like, whoa, wait a second here. Like, what does that tell us? Like,
I have no idea what's going to happen, but I feel like as long as we just like remain open with each other, I don't know how much you guys can trust what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
I mean, so is your thinking to vote for Akshay?
Yeah. I mean, actually, you guys aren't going to vote against each other, so it's a rock draw or it's not. As far as I'm concerned, either you three put votes on me and us three put votes on one of you. And then Akshay or Kara have the chance to flip on me, and Akshay might as well do that. So I don't want that.
You know, just tell him everything that I need to do to convince him, so that if he comes into power, convince him that me or Maison, but you know, me first, Maison second, convince him that we're worth saving more than Akshay. It's interesting to see the differing of strategies between old Maison and old Neela. Two different approaches. You know, ours is more upfront and vote together, stay together. Vote together, appear like you're voting together. Neela's is a little bit more crazy, a little bit more wacky. Maybe like they think it's a little bit more strategic, but I don't think it is. I think our strategy is better. It's vote together, but say that you're not voting together. So I mean, where does that get them? Who knows?
I've been slowly trying to gain the people's trust on my tribe, Mitch, Matthew, and Brittany's, after that last vote especially, where I showed that I'd be willing to work with them. I've been working with them, I've been talking with them extensively since then about what this upcoming vote will look like, trying to gain their trust and trying to create working relationships with them so that I can be an ear on their side post-merge and maybe use that information in the future. And with the amount of immunity flying around, it's really going to come into play big time. Liz has immunity, Kara has immunity, Tarowski has an idol, Tarowski has another idol, and someone else on Maison has an idol. That's 5 different immunities that are flying around 2 different tribal councils that are going to be happening 30 minutes from each other. It's going to be absolute chaos.
We're going to try to get Thal to turn on Akshay, and maybe Akshay will turn on Thal, but honestly, who knows what Akshay is doing at this point? Like, it sounds like he's purposely making himself the bad guy and purposely trying to get people to vote for him.
I'd love to like flip and make this more fun, but honestly, Neela is a group of nice, kind-hearted people who are interesting and have personalities and are willing to like hear each other out. And Maison is like this group of, it's like an army. I mean, literally, they won't talk against each other. It's so weird.
If they want me to flip and work with them, like, I don't know, like, I guess in their heads, like, them being like so strong makes me feel like hopeless and like I want to flip, but it's kind of doing the opposite to me because I'm like, why would I chance flipping if I'm clearly going to be on the bottom?
In the beginning of this, we thought there was going to be 1 idol played. So if there's a 1 idol played, then the plan is still the same. If Cooper doesn't have an idol for himself, he's not going to go to Rocks. He's going to flip on Angela.
I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like I'm not going to Rocks. So like I'm completely 100% willing to work with you guys, whoever you want me to vote for. So.
Before I think of anything, I need to establish trust with everybody. So I have promised Cam Final 2. I have met with Liz and promised her that we could totally work together after the merge to try to make sure I know who they're voting for so that I can play an idol on that person. There are a lot of flashy and risky plays for me this week that could be really fun. But in the end, Survivor is about relationships, and if you're able to make these people trust you and like you. And so I think that it's possible that my best play is to just kind of play it safe.
Liz, so you won immunity this week, but your tribe went to tribal council anyways. How do you feel about having to go regardless of the fact that you won?
It sucks. I mean, like, obviously it was fun to win. I really didn't think I would ever win anything, so I was, like, really proud of myself. I found a hidden talent with, like, holding stuff on popsicle sticks. But, yeah, so, I mean, it really sucks. I don't want anyone to go home. I like everyone. I'm sad.
Well, Cam, obviously there's, like, an obvious divide. There's 3 old Neela, there's 3 old Maison. It's a 3-3 split. Now, is there anything that you want to accomplish this week? Are you trying to, I don't know, talk to the other side? Are you trying to intermingle? Or are you trying to, stay true to what you already had going on?
I think it's always beneficial to talk to as many people as you can. You never want to count yourself out of it. A 3-3 split right off the bat might seem obvious, but there's always other routes to go about things. So I definitely say I did a little bit of interacting with the other side, definitely some interacting with my own side.
Cooper, obviously last week's tribal on the other tribe rings a lot of truth and consequence to this tribal council. How does that affect what's going on tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Thal wasn't able to go to Rocks last time, so if this ends up being like a 3-3 vote this time, it's going to be interesting to see if somebody will flip like he did last week and not want to go to Rocks.
So, Leia, is it a game all about who's going to flip? Is it going to be a 3-3 vote, or is there more going on than I'm thinking?
There's always more going on than you're thinking. It's Survivor. Obviously, there's a lot of talk of splitting. There's a lot of talk of sticking together. The truth of the matter is there's benefits to both. And I think both sides probably had to... Everybody had to weigh it, like sticking together, splitting votes, and ultimately it depends like what risk you want to take and what benefit you want to count on.
So Tresky, obviously she brings up idols, and there was a new idol that was thrown out into the mix this week. How do people navigate around that, knowing that there's another idol out there?
Well, you gotta ask them. They're the ones navigating around it, right?
What do you mean?
Because I have it.
Do you want to talk about that and what you might do with it?
What's the question?
So, is it public knowledge you have this idol?
It's right here. I got it. Everyone saw me find it. Well, I obviously have thought about all the scenarios about what I can do with this thing. And I don't know, I've told everyone I'm going to play it for myself. And, I mean, they just have to take my word that that's what I'm going to do.
So, Angela, obviously, Tresky has an idol. He's telling everyone he's playing it on himself. How do you feel knowing that if the other side is voting 3 against one of either you or Cooper, and it might be you, how do you navigate around that?
It's really scary because there are 3 idols out there, and they can all potentially be on this tribe. Also, Liz has immunity, and so that leaves 2 people left, and Rocks is super scary, and no one wants to do that, and like, as much as people want to share the idol with people and perhaps give it to someone, it's just so risky because you never know the way the votes are going to go. And, like, if you get out because you gave your idol to someone else, like, that would just suck. I mean, he earned his idol, and I respect him for playing it himself.
Cooper, was there a lot of scrambling this week, or was it a lot of, I want to say nothing so we don't know, or they don't know what is going on in our tribe?
There's a ton of scrambling. So obviously idols have been brought up. Like there could be a ton of idols played tonight, and so everyone's trying to, I think, like maneuver around that. And yeah, the more people you can talk to and kind of try to make sure that you're safe, like even if you're not getting an idol, then yeah, the better for you. So I think there's definitely a lot of scrambling, trying to figure out who the idols were going to be played for, if they were going to be played. Yeah.
So, Leia, based on everything that's said now and the tribal council that happened last week, is it as simple as we're going to stick true to our old tribal lines, and going into the merge, who's ever up is just going to pick off the other side?
I don't know. We're going to see how this week plays out. The truth is that last week... yeah, sure, I'll name names. Like, Akshay, like, made a lot of promises to the people who used to be on my tribe. And they came out as lies. And I think that in this week, like, obviously, like, you want to talk to people, you want to hear people, and you can have like the biggest gut feeling and someone's telling you the truth, but when it comes down to it, there was a lot of conversations that happened, but somebody says A to you, but like they could be lying, they could be telling the truth. In the end, like, you don't really know. So I think that this week will be very telling to how the rest of the game plays out.
All right, well, it's been a stressful week. I know you guys want to get to the vote, so let's get to it. Cooper, you're up first.
This has been the scariest travel by far. I hope everything goes according to plan.
If this works, I'm kind of a genius. And if it doesn't, I'm a pretty big idiot.
Coin flip.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Alright. This isn't a secret. Except for the fact that I'm playing it for Angela.
Survival rules state in the event that a hidden immunity idol is played, that person is safe from votes. All votes cast against them will be null and void. Next person with the highest votes will go home. This is a hidden immunity idol. Angela, you are safe.
I was gonna play it, but yeah, it's for me.
For you. This is a hidden immunity idol. All votes cast against Leia will be null and void. I'll read the votes. First vote. Angela. Does not count. No votes. Angela. Does not count. Angela. Does not count. There are still no votes. Fourth vote. Leia. Does not count. No votes. Cam. One vote, Cam. Cam. That's two. Tonight, that's enough. Go grab your torch.
Cam, try this one.
Well, tonight, 2 idols got played. Still one more tribal. Get some rest. See you guys.
I definitely saw it coming. I was basically the only one out of the 3 from Old Maison that had a chance of going home this week, so if everything didn't fall into place, like exactly how we guessed they would vote, I knew I was going to be the one to go home. So I definitely was bracing myself for it a little bit. And, you know, when it came down to it, I didn't decide to put the votes on the right person, because ultimately it was my call since I was the only one in danger. So, you know, only have myself to blame. You know, definitely enjoyed my time on the show. Would 100% do it again. Jeff Probst, if you're out there, find me. It's me. I'm ready to go. Take me to your island.
Kara, you were not picked on either tribe during the swap, and yet here you are with immunity. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good about myself, not gonna lie. You know, it's like that classic, high school movie where you don't get picked for dodgeball, but you come back and beat everyone's asses, so...
Well, Matthew, regardless of the fact that you did win immunity, your whole tribe did not win immunity. You are here tonight. So, how does it feel after the events of last week?
Yeah, last week was a crazy one, and we were hoping to win immunity so we didn't have to go through this again, but we didn't even have a choice. We were guaranteed a loss, so we just knew that we were going to have to step up our game for this week, and hopefully it would work out.
Well, Akshay is obviously like giddy as hell, so I want to kind of get
I've ever been at tribal.
Why?
Because I know all three of us are safe.
In what way?
Myself, Dahl, and Kara will all be surviving this trial.
How so?
Why do you want to leave all the suspense out of it, George? This makes for good drama.
Brittany, what is Akshay saying?
I don't really know what Akshay's saying. I just feel like if I was in a position to be at the top and it was true, if I knew us three were safe, I think I would be a bit nicer to the three in the bottom.
Oh, nicer. She wants to talk about nicer. That's fine.
I just can't, like...
At last tribal, she didn't really go for nicer.
What do you mean?
Last tribal.
At last tribal,
How was I not nice?
when we voted Brittany on the first vote, she obviously wasn't happy. On the revote, when I went to put Brittany and come back, she did one of those like air kicks, like faked it.
And
I was like, oh no, I was like, oh, okay, fine, that's childish. Ha ha ha. And then if that was just it, I wouldn't even be mad. It's after that, 2 minutes later, she used both her feet, put a kick to me, 2 kicks right there.
Pass it all. Tensions obviously boil. There was a lot of craziness last tribal, but obviously we're back to 3 old Neela and 3 old Maison. What's the difference this time around?
Well, I can answer the question you asked for Brittany and why Akshay feels safe is because one idol was played at the last tribal, and they know that if they stick together 3 and play an idol on either Fall or Akshay, they're safe this week. And the case I would make as to why that wouldn't be logical is because Fall specifically and Kara know that they have 3 loyal people in me, Brittany, and Matthew.
Loyal to each other.
In keeping us together plus an idol in his pocket, I think is more valuable. Yes, that probably won't happen tonight, but I think pride comes before the fall, and maybe Akshay seems confident tonight, but I don't know if that'll always be the case.
So Mitch makes basically this pitch of we're down in numbers and we are loyal people, and not playing an idol this time gives you an idol next time and loyal people that you can trust. How do you feel about that kind of a pitch?
Well, it's a nice pitch, but the idol has to be played this time, because if it's not, then the person with the idol is potentially up for being voted out or drawing the rock. It's not as simple as someone just holding on to an idol and being safe still. There's a large chance that the person who has the idol will get voted out.
Well, you guys ready to vote?
Yeah. Cool down.
Let's get to it. Paul, you're up. All right, I'll go tally the votes. All right, if there is a hidden manual that anybody would like to play, now would be the time to do so.
I would like to do so. One hidden immunity idol.
This is a hidden immunity idol. All those cast against Dahl will not count. First vote. Akshay. One vote Akshay. Akshay. 2 votes Akshay. Akshay. 3 votes Akshay. Matthew. 3 votes Akshay, 1 vote Matthew. Matthew. 3 votes Akshay, 2 votes Matthew. Matthew. 3 votes Akshay, 3 votes Matthew. We have a tie. We'll re-vote. You are up first.
It is so cold.
Again, I'm sorry I couldn't work with you. Good luck.
I just refused to vote for him, so that's the only reason why I'm voting for you. Plus, you just suck.
Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted off will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. Matthew. 1 vote Matthew. Akshay. 1 vote Matthew. 1 vote Akshay. Matthew. 2 votes Matthew. 1 vote Akshay. Matthew. Grab your torts.
Matthew, how was good?
Doesn't get any easier. This is the time of the game when this kind of stuff happens, and it sucks even more because you guys have gotten to know these people for over a month, over almost 2 months now, as opposed to just 39 days. It's not over. Favorite stuff, head on out. Next time on Survivor. Drop your buffs.
Oh, yeah.
We have merged. Original Neela has the numbers at the merge, but for how long?
Gotta make her move now.
Yeah.
They already don't trust you, so
I know.
it wouldn't make that big of a difference.
I know. You know, I gotta prepare for the worst. But honestly, though, I didn't even think it was gonna be me. You know, like I thought we had a plan. Like I sketched out my master plan. But honestly, theirs was a little bit better, and I think it's really interesting to know that like I think that like they were working together so well, those Neelas, and somehow, some way, we're able to throw so much deceit out there, and have people public like on the outside willing to turn against each other. But in fact, it sounds like they were all willing to stick together. And the way they played it though, and like what I heard out, them splitting the vote, and I still would like to know if they were 100% sure it was Angela. The only way 2 Neelas survive is if they pull off that strategy, and they were saying, hey, we're going to go big, we're going to go home, we're going to play the settle right, give one to the other side, and all 6 of them are going to make it. Or we're going to play the settle wrong and still pass the other idol off, but only 5 of us are going to make it. So right now, their 6 just pulled off one of the greatest moves I've ever seen. So interesting to see, and I'm interested to watch back like how that group actually formed and got together after Jonathan went. They didn't really have to go to tribal. Like they must have become pretty tight. Boss Rob never made the jury, or didn't make the jury in his first try, neither did I. Doesn't mean I'm done. So that basically summarizes how I feel right now too. Oh, you have more time for school now. I'm like, that's not a good thing. Like, I'd much rather be playing Survivor than doing school. Like, that's not a good thing, you know? Like, I have nothing to do with my time now. I mean, I'll still keep busy, and hopefully I'll be more focused at work now too. And go to the gym more often.